The Lord has a message for us. He's calling this one Share My Joy and My Love, message 509. Just as I got done with the messages the Lord gave through me today, I looked on Facebook and found a post that a sister in Christ, Kathy Foster Saunders, had shared about her granddaughter and her time with the Lord concerning it. As I read it, I thought that I should make a video and share it on YouTube. I asked the Lord and He said, yes, share my joy and my love. Yeshua. Kathy's calling this one Sophie's first fish. God takes joy in our joy. So Sophie caught her first fish. Well, sort of. Our 4-year-old granddaughter wanted to try some fishing. I cast out the line and showed her how to reel it in. She reeled the lure to the end of her pole, and she handed it back to me and cast it again. I cast it again and handed it back to her. As she reeled, she was talking away, and reeling met with some resistance. I shouted, "Reel, you have a fish." With huge eyes of astonishment, she reeled one turn, took the pole in both hands, threw it at my feet, and ran. I smiled as I picked up the pole and began to reel the fish back to the bank. I picked up the tiny little bass and turned to see where she was to show her. She was about 15 feet away, waiting in anticipation. As she saw the fish, she clapped her hands and jumped up and down with such excitement as she announced, "I did it! I did it! I caught my first fish!" That night, as I wrote in my prayer journal, I told Jesus about Sophie's catch. It was as if I was writing and reflecting that a life lesson spoke to my heart. I always pray to be humble, for the joy that I feel to not be about me or pride or vanity. As I wrote, God spoke to me. I see all of you as my children in the same way that you see your children and grandchildren. The same way that I took joy in Sophie's first catch, even though she didn't reel it in, God takes pride and joy in us when we feel joy and reward when we see the fruits of His labor working within us. It was not a false pride when you boast in the Lord, when you recognize it's Him that's doing the reeling, that it is not about you, it's about the fish. As Sophie claimed the accomplishment as hers, God knows her heart, and He was teaching me a lesson by showing how His love is real. He said, "Don't be so hard on yourself, always analyzing your thoughts and actions. Relax and understand my love." How many times in our lives do we feel overwhelmed and fearful? How many times do we throw Him the pole? Not as a quitter, but in knowing He will take and make things right. When our heart is right, He knows that the pride and joy we feel is in Him. Others should see Him in us. And when He uses us as bait and casts the line and reels in the lost, the needy, the hurting, it's okay to feel joy in His accomplishment. He understands. He smiles, just as I smiled when Sophie caught her first fish. God bless us all, and know He loves us very, very much. And I love you too.